Coming up next on Headline Humboldt, the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors delays a decision on whether to continue its long-standing relationship with the Humboldt County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Also, Detective Joseph Couch from EPD and the Eureka Police Officers Association joins us to talk about how budget cuts and personnel shortages have hindered the Eureka Police Department's ability to meet the community's needs. They're asking for your help. Coming up now on Headline Humboldt. From the top of Humboldt Hill, this is Headline Humboldt. I'm James Falk. Thanks for joining us. As long as I've been alive, there's been a struggle in this community to find an economic identity that transcends the extractive industries of the past and helps push all of us forward into a new era of prosperity. For a long time, tourism was thought to be the answer. But now, as the future approaches with all its wonder and technology, we seem to be moving toward an identity that centers on wind power generation, cannabis cultivation, and environmental sensitivity and research. This is an exciting time for this region, even if it still feels like we're all alone in the dark. Tourism, though, is far from a dead letter. The North Coast, with its rugged coastline, ancient redwood groves, and temperate climate, will absolutely have a bright future in providing the rest of the state and country an idyllic opportunity to once again realize and embrace the wonders of nature. To do that, however, requires a lead agency to market our strengths and reach out to communities and people elsewhere to draw them in. For years, that agency has been the Humboldt County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and despite numerous difficulties, they have had success. Under the current direction of Executive Director Julie Benbow, this agency has been a pivotal part of marketing Humboldt County outside of the North Coast. So as the County Board of Supervisors wrestles with how best to court its future in tourism, I would urge them to keep the Bureau and Benbow close at hand, utilize their expertise and vision while working to realize the potential we all recognize but have yet to realize. For the interview tonight, we continue our coverage of the Eureka Police Officers Association recent letter to the community outlining the challenges faced by Eureka Police. We'll be joined shortly by Detective Joseph Couch, EPOA's interim president, to hear about the issues facing the EPD and what we can all do to collectively help address these issues. Folks from the local tourism and business communities beseeched the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors this week to continue its long-standing relationship with the Humboldt County Convention and Visitors Bureau to prevent the degradation of the local tourism economy. After several hours of testimony and deliberation, the board decided to put off any decision about the relationship until May 2024, allowing its Travel and Tourism Ad Hoc Subcommittee to evaluate where things stand and hear from other local municipalities. The Bureau is nearing the end of its current contract, which ran from 2018 until next year. The subcommittee's report, presented Tuesday, outlined several county concerns about the Bureau's loose use of county funds and raised questions about its ability to do the necessary work. Bureau Executive Director Julie Benbow said the staff presentation was skewed in a way that failed to accurately reflect their work.
You know, Humboldt County thinks that we are unique, but a lot of the problems that we have and the situations, I mean, they aren't necessarily problems, they're more challenges. A lot of other rural areas have. And, you know, a few years ago, we decided that the quality of life for our community members equals the quality of experience for the visitor. And we very much tried to lead with that and do a lot of things around sustainable tourism and traveling gently. So our messages are getting out, and they're getting out nationally and internationally. So one of the things that I think was somewhat skewed at the Board of Supervisors meeting was they managed to present some of our shortfall, which, you know, we have an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding with the county, and we haven't managed to do everything in a timely way. But that's because, you know, there's just myself and my office manager doing everything. But we have had some tremendous successes. And it's a shame that the people in Humboldt County can't embrace and rejoice at the successes we have had.
The Bureau has long been funded through the county's transient occupancy tax receipts, of which it receives about 18% of the total. Two options were offered by the subcommittee: either increase the amount of money allocated to the Bureau or terminate the contract and develop a new marketing fund. Benbow said her organization has had tremendous success despite a limited budget in marketing Humboldt County to a wider audience.
We've had a couple of national articles. One of them was in Food and Travel magazine, and we had a 5-page article, and we were the cover story. And for us to position Humboldt as a culinary destination is one of the new things we're really excited about, especially with regenerative agriculture and the farming that's going on. There's some very exciting things that tourists are interested in. They may originally come to see the trees and our beautiful coastline, but we want them to be able to experience all the truly unique things that we have here and get to know the people who are behind them. And we have so much to celebrate. I'm sad that it comes down to the amount of money. It should be the amount of passion we have for what we do and the amount of positive feedback we get from our visitors. One of the reasons why we are so successful is we have a small team of professionals. And if they choose to put out an RFP to get some other organization to do the marketing, that's up to them. We have some very talented people here in Humboldt County, but the one thing we have, James, which I really want to emphasize, is we have some really strong, important relationships, not only with different media, but also with national and statewide tourism industry partners. And those partnerships are invaluable. And you don't just throw it up in the air and say, we can do it ourselves, because it's all about relationships.
I should point out that the Bureau has been an underwriter for Keat TV in the past. According to a recent press release from the Hupa tribe, it has recently acquired more than 10,000 acres of land immediately adjacent to the west of the current reservation. Quote, the return of the Hupa Mountain property brings the tribe's land holdings to a total of over 102,000 acres, the press release stated. When the Hupa Valley Indian Reservation was created, the Hupa people lost access to and use of more than 2/3 of their ancestral lands. The tribe's $14.1 million purchase of the land rightfully returns management, conservation, and use of the land to the Hupa people, unquote. According to the Hupa Valley Tribe Chairman Joe Davis, this acquisition is reason for celebration. Quote, as a tribal nation that has long led the way in self-governance and self-determination, the Hupa Valley Tribe worked hard to secure this once-in-a-generation opportunity to reclaim a meaningful portion of our ancestral lands. Many thanks to our tribal council for their leadership, our tribal staff for their dedication and creativity, and the many public and private partners who helped make this possible, unquote. The land was previously held by New Forests, an Australia-based forest management firm, and it represents the largest expansion of tribal land since the reservation was established in 1864. Quote, the newly regained lands include the headwaters of Pine Creek, which flows into the Klamath River and is a spawning stream for sacred salmon, the press release said. The land also provides gathering sites for food and basketry materials, along with a variety of plant and wildlife species that hold great importance in the tribe's culture. The return of land will help the tribe restore the health of both the Hupa people as well as the land, the release states. The tribe plans to use its expertise to restore the historic salmon run in Pine Creek and build on the intertribal and interagency efforts underway to restore the Trinity River and remove the dams on the Klamath River, as well as restore elk populations. We're joined now by Joseph Couch, detective from EPD, who is also the interim president of the Eureka Police Officers Association.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we featured this a little bit last week. The EPOA put out a public letter that was basically explaining the financial situation that's been facing EPD and has resulted in some cutbacks to coverage and staffing. Can we just sort of reprise that for us? What was the letter and how did that come to be?
Yeah, so the Eureka Police Officers Association, we come together often to have, meetings amongst the membership, and we decided to develop a letter to be dispersed to the public, the citizens of Eureka, just to kind of explain to them the status of the Eureka Police Department, what we're going through, the struggles that we're going through involving staffing, but how we're continuing to provide the best service that we possibly can despite those struggles.
Yeah. So now, how many officers are there within EPD? I mean, just generally, do you have a loose figure?
Generally, it just depends. Right now, we have about 18 patrol officers, along with three or four sergeants on patrol. And then there's sergeants that are in charge of the criminal investigations unit. There's one for that unit, and then there's one for our CSET team, the community safety engagement team.
Okay. Now that's one of the things that happens, right? Like you have various programs that officers are often allocated to, but then there's also patrol requirements. Is it typical for an officer to be allocated to both, or is it usually one or the other, and that's changed because of the budget cuts? Can you clarify that?
So usually, patrol takes precedent to the specialty units. Patrol is where our heart lies for the city. They're the ground forces who are responding to calls for service.
First responders, right?
They're the first responders. Yeah. They're the ones who are answering the call for someone who might need our help and need it immediately. So they're the ones that we need out and about and doing their job. There are people assigned to specialty units that will also come back and work some patrol to help out. Maybe work a little bit of overtime just to alleviate some of the stress that some of the patrol guys might be having, just by how much they've been working, how many reports they might be taking. Yeah. But generally, with the specialty units, once you're assigned to a specialty unit, that'll be your unit. It's 3 years usually minimum, and then if you're doing a good enough job, you might be able to get extended for another year.
Yeah. So where does the money crunch come in? What has happened there, and how has it affected both patrol and those special programs?
So as far as the money crunch, I'm not too familiar with the actual budget that not only our administration are working with, but the city. The city, the Eureka Police Department is not the only unit or department that they're responsible for. They have public works, the zoo employees, code enforcement. There's a lot of people that work for the city, so they're the ones who crunch the numbers on their end. What I can speak to is the struggles that we've been having with patrol and the amount of people who've been leaving our agency, which and then the struggles we're having with bringing people in to work patrol for us. And so that's kind of where the struggles have been happening on our end. Yeah. And being the interim president of the Eureka Police Officers Association, that's what I'm responsible for, is trying to be the voice for our membership, which includes the patrol officers, the sergeants, and even the community service officers, the animal control officer, our property technician or property clerk, and our evidence technician.
Yeah. So where has the pinch been the hardest in terms of manpower? Has it been primarily in those special organizations, but also in patrol, right? Because those people are forced to bear a larger burden than they normally would have. Is that correct?
That is correct. The specialty units have taken a hit with our staffing struggles, like I mentioned in my letter, as far as the problem-oriented policing unit being disbanded so that the detectives assigned to that unit could come back and work patrol.
Now, but real quick though, that was a very highly popular, highly visible, and a very effective way to sort of address problems before they fully flowered into something that was just catastrophic, right? Yeah,
so the POP team, the problem-oriented policing unit, was responsible for tackling issues within the city related to problem areas, high drug trafficking areas, transient-related issues, and so
that's gone now.
That's gone for now until we could get staffing back. With POP, being there and them teaming up with CSET, it was nice for patrol because a lot of the calls for service that kind of heightened to that level, patrol didn't necessarily have to handle. It would just get forwarded to the POP unit, and then POP would take over and investigate from there. Without that unit, now patrol has taken the burden of those calls, and as well as CSET. CSET is taking a larger role on top of their specialty, which is dealing with homelessness, mental health issues, substance abuse issues, and providing people services who need them.
We've had them on the show before, and they do amazing work. They are often doing, sort of a more, I don't want to say empathetic approach, but actually, yeah. And they are, very important to what I think is getting people into public service agencies in order to get off the streets and that sort of thing. But they're also challenged now as well. They have fewer people, is that right? Or?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
The CSET team, they do a phenomenal job. They're out there, they're being proactive and contacting people, and providing those services that are available that they can give to these people who are in need and who want to actually receive them. But at the same time, they're also holding people accountable.
Yeah.
That just because you need help doesn't mean you can just go out and commit
Hurt
crimes
people.
and get away with it.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
CSET does a good job at balancing that, and they're very passionate about what they do. The mental health issues within the city, within America, it's important that law enforcement takes an angle to try to alleviate those problems for those people, to get them the proper services they need so that they can get the right help and maybe change their lives.
Yeah. Now, so those are two specialty departments. Talk a little bit about how it's impacted just regular patrol officers.
So with patrol, when people leave and go to other agencies, it leaves patrol shorthanded. And so a lot of times the shifts are working at a minimum staffing level, which means that the officers who are working are responding to more calls because there's not an extra officer or two to maybe be the secondary officer on a call across the city.
Yeah.
And bringing people in to fill those spots has been tough. The issue with that is when someone applies to become a police officer, they have to go to an academy, which is 6 months long, and then they get out of the academy, then they have to do an FTO or a training program, which is a minimum of 3.5 months, 4 months. And then, so we're looking at, upwards of a year before a single officer becomes a solo officer.
Yeah, that you're investing all that money and time, and they're not really able to do the work yet.
Yeah. And so they're gearing up, they're getting ready, but it's just it's a lot of work. It's necessary. The amount of training that you need to be able to be a police officer and do the job correctly, and ensure that you have the proper morals and standards and ethics to be a police officer, I think is important, not only for police agencies, but for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, one of the problems is that people have been leaving the Eureka Police Department. My cousin used to be at EPD, moved to Reading, and is now the chief in a small town outside of Reading. But that is a pattern that a lot of folks follow. But you were mentioning during our interview last week that it's even become an issue where some of the officers are leaving for local departments. What's driving that, do you think?
So I think a lot of it is the amount of calls that we go to on a daily basis. It's a busy city, and the Eureka Police Department is passionate about responding to calls when they're received. We want to be able to provide the best help that we can to everybody that wants it. But with that and with the short staffing, it's a lot easier for officers to get burned out, and so maybe they want to go to another agency that's less busy. They're not going to as many calls. They might not have to work as much overtime, and I think pay plays a large role in that as well. If they could go somewhere and get paid more and not be as busy, it's kind of enticing.
Yeah. Is there pilfering that goes on between departments? Does the sheriff's office know that people at the EPD might be willing to jump, so they recruit, or is that just sort of the way things fall?
I think I don't necessarily think that other agencies. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that work for the sheriff's department as well as Arcata and
Sure.
Fortuna. Every agency has their own issues, and a lot of agencies across the county are having staffing issues as well. So it's not unique to the Eureka Police Department. But I don't think that they're necessarily saying, "Oh, okay, there's a guy at EPD, let's get him."
Let's get 'em all,
The fact is when an EPD officer is transferring to another department, that department's gaining a skillful employee, a skillful officer
Who's been well trained.
Well trained. The experience that they gain just by working patrol is tremendous.
Yeah.
And so I think it's easier for other agencies to take on an EPD officer. And so it's just one of those things. I don't think that it's they're necessarily recruiting, but I think when they get an applicant from our department, they jump all over it.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think the public's expectations of when a police officer should be called and come out might be different given the level of challenge that you guys are facing? So when should, in a traditional sense, like if someone breaks into your car, you're going to call the cops. Mm-hmm. That might not be something that you guys respond to now, right? Or like a minor traffic collision. Can you sort of help us figure out where people should adjust their expectations of when police should be involved?
Well, as far as if someone's car gets broken into and they call the cops, we're going to go.
Okay.
We're going to go to the traffic collisions. Those are things that we will not discontinue doing that.
Okay. Okay.
That is, that's a service that we provide and will continue to provide. Having worked for the Eureka Police Department for the last 7 years and working through COVID, even during the heart of COVID when people were getting flagged for testing positive, we were still going to those calls if they called and needed our help.
Yeah.
We didn't change the way that we took in calls, and we didn't change how we responded to calls, and that's something that I think the majority of the officers at the Eureka Police Department take pride in.
Yeah.
Because it shows that we're just an agency that cares, and we're an agency that's going to do our best no matter what.
Yeah.
As far as the public's opinion and what they should call the cops for,
Yeah,
I mean, if you feel like it's something that you need to have police respond, then you should call.
Okay.
If it's a minor issue and we go out there and we determine that, we can still talk to you about it and go on our merry way.
Yeah.
But to say that there's something you should call for and something you shouldn't call for, I don't think that that's appropriate for me to say.
Yeah.
Because if someone feels like they're in need of police assistance, then that's why we're here. That's why we put the uniform on every day and put have the badge on our chest. And
Yeah, absolutely.
so.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean to put the wrong information out there. I just thought that I thought maybe there was a higher threshold in terms of whether if it was just a property damage in a crash, you guys might not necessarily come by policy, but I guess that's not true, or
No,
okay.
That's not true. So if with the traffic collisions, it's if it's a non-injury, if it's confirmed non-injury, then one of our CSOs might respond out there and help exchange information.
Yeah.
Issues such as that tend to be more of a civil issue.
Yeah.
If there's no crime committed, then we're not going to be able to enforce any laws. Generally, we'll show up and just help each party exchange information and keep the peace in case maybe there's some argument about who's at fault and stuff like that. We can step in and kind of be the calming factor and help them get each other's information so they can talk to their insurance companies.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually. So now recruitment is another big piece of this, right? I mean, like you guys are trying to figure out how to draw more talent in, but at the same time you're talking about how difficult the job has gotten. What kind of people are you looking for? And if someone was like, you mentioned that during your interview on KINS, he was like, what would you advise this job for your 10-year-old nephew or whatever? I mean, basically that same question. If someone was coming out of high school and they're looking for a career, why choose EPD as a place to come and work?
Well, I think that EPD is an agency that has high morals, high standards, and we do our best to treat everybody with respect and the courtesy that they deserve.
Yeah.
If someone wants to be a police officer and work in public service and public safety and be a first responder, you have to want to do it for the right reasons. It's not something that you see in movies and you think it's cool because you get to put a badge on your left part of your left chest and wear a gun.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to respond to calls, maybe help the person who's never called the cops before but needs us right then and there, and we have to be there for them. And so the people who want to be a cop should have high morals, high standards, and just be ready to be a public servant and work for the community. And that's why I issued the letter to the city of Eureka, because they're the people we work for. They're the ones we serve. and they deserve to know whether we're at our highest morals or morale, and at our lowest. Transparency is key in this day and age of policing.
Absolutely.
And so the city of Eureka, they're the ones who support us, who call us, who need our help. But they also, they deserve to know everything that's going on.
Yeah, you know, I think what's interesting about your letter is that in a lot of crises like this, there would be some contention. There might be like, you know, backbiting, or people could, like the union complaining about the city or vice versa. You guys don't do any of that. You're not saying the city has done anything wrong or that the administration has done anything wrong in terms of money management. You're just saying that this is going on, please be aware. So I think that's to be commended. What would you like the community to do with this information?
You know, I just want the community to know that despite the struggles that we might be going through with staffing, we're still going to do what we do. We're still going to show up. We're still going to do our best, and we're still going to be the best police officers that you need to see at any time of need. Yeah. You know, I'd like the community to be aware of what's going on, and just know that our officers are working hard. So if they see a police officer, thank them. Tell them that they're appreciated. That goes a long way. If there's something that the community has concerns about in regards to public safety, or if there's stuff that they support, attend the city council meetings and show them your support, show them your concerns, let them know. If they don't know what's going on, then it's hard for them to make decisions related to public safety.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of the philosophy that we've had with the EPOA, with the administration, with the human resources director at the city hall. We've had an open door policy, and we've had many meetings together, and the relationship is strong. And we're working together to try to solve this issue so that we can bring more people in, be fully staffed, and just continue to provide the best service that we can.
Now, I mean, one of the things that this all sort of entails is longer hours for officers, more stress. There have been some recently police-involved shootings, and I'm not getting into what happened there, but that's an additional stressor, and it also affects manpower because often those officers are put on administrative leave while that's worked out. Can you talk a little bit? We have like 90 seconds left. How that stress is, impacting the officers and how they're doing.
Well, I can say that most officers are doing well. We are working a lot of overtime, a lot of hours, and it does become stressful. I mean, we go to calls sometimes that a normal person might not even have nightmares about, and that's just the truth. But we have our support. The city and the administration have been great about providing mental health support to those who feel like they might need it, to help with them, help get through the day. If they need time off, they're allowed to take time off for that. But you know, it's definitely something when you're working, far more than your 40 hours a week, and you're doing it consistently, it starts to take a toll on people. And so a lot of officers at EPD have recognized that and will step in. If someone needs help, they need a day off, officers will step in and say they'll work for that person so that they can maybe get some rest.
That's all our time today. Thank you so much for coming down.
All right, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, stay informed.